This week I'm back at the training ground to speak to the gaffer about his first 2 months back in charge, and we're going to look ahead to this weekend's game against West Brom. Neil, you've been back a couple of months now. Do you feel like you've put the Warnock stamp on the team?
Well, I think they're just a great bunch of lads, and I think just needed leading really. They'll do anything for us. I think we're very fortunate to have a group like this, and we've just got to take it on a little bit more now. We've got to be a little bit more positive and eliminate the minute errors that are costing us dearly. And I think we'll have a good season.
We're on the back of a couple of defeats, but does it feel like the spirit's still good?
Absolutely, yeah. And we have got a good group. I think that's why the success over the last few years, really. And Jedinak's important. He's an important role to play in that as well. But they've all chipped in. I've been happy with them all, really. And some of the lads that haven't had the games, their attitude's been very good as well. So it's a matter of keeping it all together and trying to keep them on top.
And is it the first time you've ever come back to a club?
I think so. You took me by surprise there. I can't remember another one anyhow.
And it says it must make it easier having familiar faces around. There's still a lot of the staff the same.
Oh yes, and Christmas secretary, and I mean, it's always been a well-organised club, and I like the training ground. It's sometimes open in the winter, but it's a lovely environment and around the place, and I just think it breeds it well. I must admit, the chef now and the meals that we get, it's like a 5-star hotel really compared to when I was here the first time. But things have moved on and they're in the Premiership and they've earned everything. And
you're back in London. Was there anything you particularly missed about London after you left?
No, I do like having a walk around Covent Garden and a coffee and people watching. It's that kind of place, isn't it? It's entirely different to Cornwall, where I'm based, where the family are. But it's an exciting. When I came down first time to Palace, it opened my eyes completely, and where we went to and what we saw when we were down here was fantastic. So I am going to try and grab a few more of those places, but unfortunately at the minute I've just got too much to do at the minute to do anything. It's going to be so difficult now up till January, till the window. We've got to look at so many games, watch so many DVDs and go all over the show watching teams. So we're just solely going to do to that. So in a way, I'm glad that I can concentrate on that really, because all my staff are the same. We've just got January in our minds really, and obviously the games now that's coming up thick and fast, trying to get some points out of those as well.
I've seen you in a couple of press conferences already. Are there any types of questions that particularly annoy you?
Not really. I think when you can tell that certain journalists have an agenda, irrespective. I remember one TV interview and they're talking about all the players that weren't in the team, not the players that were in the team, one after the other. And I suppose it does rub you up a little bit, but you get that, I'm afraid. You soon know who they are and who not to talk to.
And here on the training ground, have you changed at all since the last time you were here, do you think?
Not really, no. I think it's just the difference is I've got really top class players now. We were scratching for a squad when I was here last time, and it was a matter of survival. The academy, I think I did 16 debuts in 2 years. But it's lovely to see some of those players like Nathaniel Klein and Victor Moses and Scannell going on and doing, so it's nice to see that, and I'm sure there's a few more coming up in the ranks.
And speaking of those players, they were involved. Just looking ahead to West Brom at the weekend, they were involved when we played them in 2009, and it was a special game for you, wasn't it? Yeah,
it was. We got a beat in the game before. I think we lost 4-0, I think, and we had 2 weeks to prepare, and West Brom were flying at the time. I remember getting the lads in and telling them this is how we're going to play, this is the team, 2 weeks in advance, and we're going to beat West Brom, and I think they thought I was in cuckoo land. But we did. We managed to go up there, and Alisson Nadai, I think, scored the goal. We played very well that day, and I like the Hawthorns. I think it's a good atmosphere, that really, and good football people.
Yeah, and Ndiaye scored that day. You certainly got the best out of him, didn't you? I think
yeah,
he's playing in Bulgaria now.
Is he really?
Yeah.
I mean, he did a lovely lad as well. To say how big he was a gentle giant. But that particular day, he did really well physically and helped us out, and it was good to see him score the goal.
I think they touted him as the next Vieira back then, didn't they?
Did I? He probably was for 2 or 3 weeks. It's like anything else, people can't maintain. If you can maintain the level that you were talking about, then they've got every opportunity to go to the top.
And West Brom this season, Alan Irvine was a little bit of a surprise appointment, but do you think he's done well so far?
Done ever so well, yeah. I mean, on Monday they were super, weren't they? And that's why, no doubt, some of the press coming out of Birmingham since then has, I think, more or less say that it's a formality that they're going to beat Crystal Palace at the weekend, whereas I think it'll be a tough game for them.
West Brom seems like a really well-run club. doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it is. Top to bottom, Jeremy Peace has done it for years now. Yeah, he has his critics about not spending enough, but you know they've spent well, and they always look to the player. Dan Ashworth did a fabulous job for them when he was there, so it is a well-run club.
And last week was quite a tiring game, obviously playing with 10 players, 10 men against Chelsea. Has everyone recovered fine?
Yeah, they have. MacArthur and Scott Dan are still extremely doubtful. I'll probably leave Scott Dan till as late as Saturday, really, because he's improving every day. But if there's a doubt, I won't bother with him. I'll wait till the Sunderland game.
Right, I'm off to the training pitch, see if I can brush up my skills and maybe get a game in the Bulgarian League with Alisson and DI.